This is Judas ASMR. I kind of like that intro. It kind of hits, right? Wait, let me do it again for good measure. I almost knocked the wind out of myself. I put a little bit too much oomph in that one. All right, let's make a video with an actual purpose this time. So let's talk about the military. I served 6 years in the Army National Guard. I did one deployment to Saudi Arabia. I also was part of the COVID mission that involved going around to different hospitals and going around to vaccination sites, and just helping out. Because when COVID happened, a lot of the, I'm out of breath from that jump, a lot of the nurses were quitting just out of, fear because we didn't know what was going on. So I've done a few cool things, nothing too much. But yeah, let's talk about it. So there is a AC that when it turns on, I feel like it's really loud. And so this, like, I don't know, I kind of want to just let it run and see like what the audio sounds like afterwards. So if this video sucks and there's a super loud AC in it, I will just redo it. But I'll listen to it and see how bad it is. So if it comes in and disrupts us, I got it. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if I want this to be just like a story time, or if I want this to be more of a like talking about the military from like the perspective of somebody who wants to join. I think maybe I want to do this one from more of the perspective of someone who might want to join, because I know that was something that, the first thing I did when I decided that I wanted to join is I went on the internet and just watched as many videos as I could. And I guess I will add to that number of videos with my ASMR video. So you want to join the army? I'm going to call the video. Let me get like a thumbnail. Ow, my knee popped. Let me get a thumbnail real quick. Okay, yeah, that's my thumbnail. Okay. Okay. I'm trying not to make too many loud noises. I'm gonna make myself laugh. Okay, so you want to join the military. So let's start with why you want to join the military. If you want to join because your parents were in or your grandparents were in, or you want to join because you think it would, you have American pride and you think it would be cool, then like that's a totally fine reason to join and like just go for it, right? But I think as time evolves and time changes, so do the people around us. And something that I noticed being in the military is that there were a lot more people who were joining because, they were a single mom and they wanted to find a way to put food on the table, or they were a young guy who got into high school and didn't have enough money to go to college. That's a big reason a lot of young people join, is because they don't have any money. I didn't have any money. You might have money. I didn't have any money. And so I decided to join the military. So either of those are great. If you want to join for like American pride or family heritage, or if you want some cool benefits. And I'd like to start this with talking about cool benefits, because that's a big part of the military and a big part of the incentive, because you get to fight for your country. It only makes sense you get some stuff back, right? So the first is the one that you're going to hear people talk about the most. It's going to be the VA home loan. The VA home loan is really cool. So typically when you buy a house, you're going to have to put down a like 20% down payment. Nowadays, with as expensive as houses are, that can be like 30 to 40 to 50,000. Oh my gosh, my ankle. 30 to, you see what the military does to you? 30 to 50 to $60,000, right? To join or to pay a down payment on a house. because they all require like 20%. So what the VA home loan does is it makes it so you don't have to pay anything down. All it does is that 20% just rolls into your monthly payments. So you will have a slightly higher monthly payment, but you don't have to come up with thousands of dollars, right? So that's really cool. And the big one that a lot of young people might be looking into is the GI Bill. And what's cool is when you join the military, there's the National Guard and there's the active duty, right? And I think people sometimes get confused of the difference. In my opinion, I like to think of the National Guard as like a fancy word that just means part-time, part-time, part-time. Because instead of living on a base and your whole life being military, you get to continue your normal life, have a job, go to school, live it wherever you want to live. And once a month, for 2 days, usually a weekend, you'll go to your base that you're assigned to, and you'll go and do cool stuff, right? Whatever your base does, right? If you're a transportation unit, if you're a supply unit, just depends. Infantry. And usually in the summer, you'll also do like a 2 to 3 week excursion, like a big training that you'll do. What's cool about that is you get to continue your normal life, right? Whatever you're doing, you can just keep doing it, and you have this part-time military job, and you still have the ability to go on deployments if that's something you want to do. A lot of job opportunities, a lot of cool stuff. But let's say you're a person who you don't have anything you want to work on in your civilian life, and you want to go full hua hua, right? That's where you go active duty. There is a active duty and a National Guard component of every single one of the branches. So there's an active and a National Guard of Army. There's an active and National Guard of Navy, Coast Guard, Marines. And there's one for all of them, right? So that's the biggest decision you're going to want to make. Do you want to go full time? You want to get shipped somewhere, live on a base, be a full-time soldier? Or do you want to be National Guard and continue working and through your civilian life at the same time, right? National Guard tends to be better for like parents and people who want to stay around for someone, right? So, so there's that. There's a lot more benefits too. Like you get benefits at restaurants, you get benefits at all types of cool places, right? There's also VA disability. If the military messes you up at all, you can claim that, and you can get compensation for that. Because I know that's something people worry about. Like, the military can be a dangerous job depending on what you do. There's so many jobs. I like to think of the jobs in the military as like a country, right? You go into any country, you have your hospitals, you have your police forces, you have you have all the things, right? And if there is something that you enjoy, something that you want to do, that job exists in the military. They have behavioral health specialists in the military. You can be in the band. That can be your MOS, your job. Being in the band and playing instruments. Like there's so many cool options. So, I don't want anybody to think that you can only be like a tank driver and there's nothing fun to do. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things. I think there's a lot of different reasons that you may want to join or may not want to join. I think just do your research, like do a lot of research, because the more that you understand, the better your experience is going to be, right? Because people will lie to you. Like your recruiters are going to lie. They're going to lie to you. They're going to be like, oh, it's the best thing ever. And there are never going to be hard days. And it's a breeze. Don't listen to them. Just like every job in the world, there are ups and downs, right? Like it's best if you kind of tackle it on your own pace and do your own research and learn about it. Ask people who are in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to speak about as far as like wanting to join and things you might want to know. Oh, basic training. This is what I will say about basic training. Get in as good of shape from the second you decide you want to join. Get in as good of shape as possible, because basic training will push your body to the limit. And the more you are in shape, the easier it will be for you. It is hard. I will not lie to you and say that it's not hard. But in my personal opinion, I was already used to being yelled at, being raised by a black mother. And so that didn't really bother me. The physical portion was where I was really pressed to my limits, right? So as long as you can get out of the mindset of being bothered by yelling, because you're going to get yelled at, you're going to get yelled at. And you can get in as good of fit shape as you can. Like, basic training is doable. It's doable. It's 3 months long. And then you go to your schooling, like whatever job you picked. You will then go to schooling after that, and that's so much more laid back. It's kind of like college. You have your dorm rooms, and you go to school every day, and you learn about your job. A lot of hands-on training. So a lot of cool stuff. I would say, I think the military is great for a certain type of people, right? Like a person who doesn't know what they want to do. That's where I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. The military opened a lot of doors for me. I'm a person who, like I said, has like that American pride, or has, heritage in being in the military. But I'm all about honesty. So if you have something that you want to do in the civilian life, something that you're really passionate about, something that you can do without going into too much debt, then go for it, right? Go do that thing. The military will always be there. So go do whatever cool thing you want to do, or a cool thing you want to try. And if you get to a point where you feel like you need more financial help with that thing, or you want to get a degree, the military is always there, right? So yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm happy if anybody wanted to ask questions in the comments, and I can kind of give more answers and talk about them and what's going on and whatnot. We can do that if anybody has anything to ask. Because I'd also want to do a video about my personal experience and just talk about some of the things I went through. Because I think that's a cool thing for people to kind of see what the actual real experience is like. Because once you're in the actual military, you're not really getting yelled at all the time. Like, nobody should really be yelling at you outside of like very specific situations. But once you get to real military, that's what I like to call it, after basic training and all that, it's a lot more chill. It's a lot more just like any job, right? Except you're just wearing a bunch of green camo and wearing boots, right? So, yeah, I'm trying to think. No, that might be. Do you guys have like random things that you hold on to? Like, I use rubber bands a lot. Rubber bands. And I will sometimes put them on my wrists and just like hold on to them. And I never plan to do anything with them. I just have them. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep the wristbands. Because then I just eventually take it off and then I lose it. Beats me. So yeah. I mean, I guess I'll end it here. I would usually do a lot more yapping, but since we kind of have like an actual focus, I want to take advantage of that and like keep this a focus video. Let me see how long this was. Perfect. It's like 14 minutes. I don't know. Why am I telling you that as if you're not watching the video and you can't see the time? I'm out of here. See you. Judas ASMR.